Well, greetings everyone from the lake area. Thank you for joining the Lowa Roundtable. My name is Donna Swall, and today we have a great show for you. We're going to talk to a partner that's been with us from the get-go, Stan Schultz from Schultz Surveying and Engineering, and talk about all the good things going on in managing wastewater and other projects around the lake. Then we're going to be talking to Mark McDonald with Rockworks that's donating a wonderful demo area at the Hahatonka site for our kayak meetups, which are so exciting. And finally, we're going to wrap it up with Caroline Toole, our project manager, to talk about the last chance to get in and for the Greens for Greenery in the 2012 year. So if we get you signed up before December 31st, you're going to get a very good deal. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Lake TV would like to thank the entire Lake of the Ozarks community for supporting local television. With your help, Lake TV will continue to bring you unique coverage of lake area events. Please support Lake TV and our sponsors by telling them we saw you on Lake TV.
And thanks for staying with us. We now want to introduce a very special partner to Lowa, Stan Schultz. Stan has been with us from the very beginning days of Lowa. As a matter of fact, you've been a very important partner to keeping us where we are and getting us where we're going. And when we needed that little infusion of help to keep rolling, you were always there, Stan. So Lowa and the folks of the lake want to thank you very, very much. And let's just talk a little bit about what your company's doing in the lake area and what you do.
Good morning, Donna. Thanks a lot. Our company is Schultz Surveying and Engineering. We're located on Bagnell Dam Boulevard near Denny's. We have about 17 people in the lake area, and we primarily support the real estate market in doing elevation certificates for the flood surveys for FEMA. But our main book of business at the lake is doing centralized sewer for areas that do not have sewer at the present time, which there's thousands, so lots of opportunity.
Right. I know that it's been very, very important, the project that we've actually partnered together a little bit with Rocky Mount. And that's going to be such an exciting project, and my commitment is it will be on CNN before it's over with, because it's going to make such an impact on how we can grow around the lake and be maybe in a very dense area but still keep the lake healthy. So you have stepped up to the plate unquestionably and said, yes, let's do this, and worked with Rocky Mount Sewer District to get our Lowa Lils involved with when we put the grinder pumps in, etc., to protect that stormwater from entering the lake during construction and after construction. So let's talk about Rocky Mount a little bit.
Well, the biggest thing at Rocky Mount that we have to be thankful for is a open-minded and a progressive board of directors.
Yes.
And Red Jennings and his folks up there have volunteered almost 10 years of their time so far trying to get everything lined up so that we can build sewers on the North Shore in Morgan County. And thanks a lot to Lowa's involvement, as well as Red Jennings' never saying die. We've been able to achieve enough funding to get the first phase ready to go, and we will have that first phase in construction by late spring. And as a part of that, there's going to be some erosion control measures that our firm has never accomplished before. But when you brought forth the ideas of incorporating what you guys are doing here at the lake with the sanitary sewer, which I feel it works hand in hand with what Lowa's mission is, and the commerce, like the Ozarks is very tied to the perception of clean water. And so it just all worked out great, and I look forward to this first project getting underway. And we started to look at incorporating green, the green is a popular word, in our future projects, and even our funding agencies are starting to ask for green aspects of the project. So it's neat to see how our world is evolving. We're able to do this Rocky Mount project without substantial increase in our cost, and our engineers are learning how to do this. And whether it's one small lot or a large project, it's just neat to see that we're learning new things.
Well, to be able to hook up at least, what, 220, 240?
I think about 220 homes.
Homes, all in one area. That's what's making this so special. We had done some water collecting in that area in a study prior with sewers, without sewers, just septics. And we plan to go back after the sewer's in to see if we've made a difference. And so we're quite excited. Whenever you have that many homes in a row that you have studied the water in front, and then we're going to implement, you know, the Lowa lil around the grinder pumps, and then wherever land is disturbed. Not only, you know, it's so much more sensible than a silt fence, let's say, because you don't have to dig to put it in, you don't have to dig to remove it. You just put it down, leave it down, plant it, make it nice looking, and hopefully the folks in Rocky Mount will want to do more of it in their yards, and that's where we come in.
Well, my point of view on that is not only are we able to control the sediment and erosion into the lake during construction, but those socks that will be incorporated in the project, they're also going to help with deterring runoff that just happens normally with each rain event in these areas. And you know, I'm a realist. I know it's not going to happen all over the lake, but each little bit that we help now is just going to make things better. It's almost like our state highway system. We didn't start out with 4-lane highways everywhere, but you know, 50 years after we started building, we're starting to get pretty good roads all over the state. So I think that'll be the same thing with how Lowa and the low impact development idea is taking hold.
Let's talk just a little bit about Sunrise Beach. That is a very exciting project. I live in Sunrise Beach. I'm so happy to see this finally coming to a little community that incorporated, what, 1954? So we're finally growing up and getting some infrastructure. So what's going on over there?
Well, it's pretty exciting when you drive up Highway 5 and see that big construction project for the Woods development. But that, and paired up with the city fathers getting their water system, their drinking water system installed, the timing was right last December for the village board to hire SSE to start their sewer work. So we've been able to craft this first project to basically take care of some of the large businesses in town that have some trouble, that's actually had failing systems and has been in trouble with the Attorney General's office. And again, this is an example of how local government and your agency and our firm and the state can all come together and cool heads can prevail. And it's just a wonderful asset to the lake area to see that Highway 5 is going to have sanitary sewer, you know, within 18 months or so. And it's just so important that Sunrise Beach begins to get their sewer in place as the highway infrastructure is improved. You know, we're all hopeful that the road over to the toll bridge is going to get improved, and when that happens, it's going to be exciting. And myself, that's where I own property, is on the west side of the lake as well, and it's going to be nice to see what happens. And it's a different part of the lake. I love the small restaurants and the home, you know, the small business, and frequent them just as often as I can. And it's going to be nice to see this grocery store come in, even though that they've got, you know, wonderful shopping there already.
Well, and Gravois Sewer District. My goodness, you've made a huge inroad there, and I think that was your first, wasn't it, here at the lake? Well,
that's the reason that I was able to come to Lake of the Ozarks. In January of 2003, we went through a 4-hour interview with the original Gravois Sewer District Board of Directors. And they actually traveled to my home office at that time and did a extensive interview again. And I did everything I could to impress them. I even had my mom come out and make homemade biscuits for them. So we did all we could. But those guys are hands down the funnest, most dedicated group of people that I've ever worked for. Honest to God, they get out and do their own maintenance when they got started. They drive their own pumper truck. They have done what it takes. And I'm so happy to report that with our finishing up of phase 3 here just the last few weeks, they've got over 900 paying customers now, and their cash flow is strong, and they've just directed us to go forward with another project for another 200 customers. So we're very, very pleased and just thankful to have those guys as a customer.
Right. Well, you know, it's so important that we do get these old septics off the lake and manage this wastewater. And even though I think some folks kind of thought we were going to try to do one sewer pipe around the lake, and that's really not the case. It's situation by situation, location by location. But I have to just commend your engineering company for staying persistent, because I know you had a lot to do with getting funding and working with the powers that be to help these different cities get these sewers. So Stan, I just want to say thank you very much from Lowa's standpoint, and you've been pretty fun yourself to work with these past years. Lois, this is, I think we're in our 6th year, so we just really, really appreciate everything you've done. Is there anything else you'd like to let folks at the lake know about your company or you? Or?
Well, like we say, we're on Bagnell Dam Boulevard. We're engaged in the business of surveying and civil engineering. And as the development at the lake takes life again, which it is, we hope to be in the middle of it. And we are seeing a lot of good things with the natural gas pipeline coming through town and some homes starting to be built again. It's a nice place to be, and I'm just thankful that I came here 10 years ago.
Well, I'm thankful too, and I also love those shrimp boils. You're going to do one next year?
I think the shrimp boils are part of our company forever now.
You know, just in case you don't know about this, these shrimp come up, prawn actually, they're big, from New Orleans, don't they, the day before the event?
Yeah, when we had an office in New Orleans, I would pick the shrimp up on my way out of town that week and drive them up here. A couple of years ago, the events got to be too big for us to handle ourselves, so our marketing guy's wife, her uncle, is a caterer in Baton Rouge, and so now we hire him to come here, and whether it be here or Branson or Poplar Bluff, they actually take care of everything, and we just have to get the tables ready and entertain, which is a lot better than cooking everything.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is wonderful, and I want to say thank you very much for being a partner of Lowa.
Sure.
With that, stay with us, folks. We'll be right back. Well, thank you for staying with the Lowa Roundtable. My name is Donna Swall, and I have a very special guest for this segment of the show, Mark McDonald from Rockworks. What a new and exciting partner Lowa has in the Rockwork Company and the things that we're going to be doing together, helping keep sediment out of the lake by keeping those bases of our seawalls nice and protected. Right now we're in the middle of a really exciting project at Hahatonka, and Rockworks has stepped up to the plate, and they're going to be donating and helping us put something pretty exciting down there together. Mark, tell us about it, and who are we going to be talking to and doing this for?
Well, we're, like you said, we're at Hahatonka. We've been working with Nancy Masterson down there. We kind of jumped in on the in the middle spot, so I don't know whose idea it was to begin with, but she has put the design together, turned it over to Stan Schultz, who you just had. They're engineering it, and it's going to be a set of natural stone steps down at Hahatonka that will go into the lake with an apparatus on the side, a handrail on the side, where you can actually put a kayak up on it from the shore, slide it down to the lake, and make it an easy entry for kayakers in and out of the water. And it's going to be wide enough that that lots of people can access the ramp. Mm-hmm. And it's just a real neat deal, you know, and bringing in kayakers and more tourists to the lake area. Gorgeous area. The setting's just wonderful down there, and mm-hmm. and our portion of that is we're doing the installation, providing the rock and the riprap and the labor. But yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
You know, Barbara Fredholm, this was her child to be born. She actually come up with the idea of this. She is Lowa's chair for the kayakers, and who would know? We started this little Lowa Paddlers Club, and last year we had, we had meetups every month.
Right.
By the way, this year our meetups, or this coming year, it's going to be every second Saturday 9 to 12. So we can put it on our calendars, second Saturday 9 to 12 at the Hahatonka Spring area, and. But Nancy, the park folks got excited about it, and you coming on board, and we're working with Creative Stone, and Schultz is engineering it. So all the partners are coming together to put this wonderful demo area to demo riprap and why it is so important around the lake. And you know, riprap is in our grant and in our milestones to get demo areas and get as many people as possible educated on why it's important to protect that area at the base if they have a seawall, or if they don't, what riprap actually does. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. Most of the time when people call us for riprap, it's because they've have massive erosion on their shoreline, or the seawalls being damaged and falling. And we go out and we do that, and it is a great tool to protect your seawall or protect you from losing the investment of your shoreline. But what people don't realize with riprap, you know, it's a great fish habitat. It's great for controlling runoff and sediment. It's a great filter system, filtering the water that is running off before it gets into the lake.
Right.
So it just has lots of benefits.
You know, I think it's exciting. If I were a homeowner and getting riprap, this building steps right through the riprap's kind of a neat thing to be able to say, gee, you can have your shoreline protected with riprap, but folks may want to go down to the Hahatonka next spring and look at this application, and they may want to have steps through their riprap into the water.
I think that's a real good point, because you put a seawall in, riprap in, and it does make it difficult, especially this time of the year and in the winter months when the lake goes down and you want to get down into the lake to do some service work and different deals. It does make it difficult to jump off a 4-foot wall and have no access back up.
Right.
Especially when you get as old as me. But
well, you're younger than I am.
but no, it's and it's very, very attractive. So you know, it does give your family and your kids access up and down, and it's, like I said, it's a very natural looking and very attractive asset.
Right. I know that we are also partnering with you in our Greens for Greenery program, and so for the first $5,000, that's our cap,
Right.
of folks that may be interested in getting riprap, if they're in our focus area, which
Right.
is basically from the dam to the 19-mile marker.
Right.
They can participate to where you're going to donate 10%, Lowa's going to donate 40%, and so on a $5,000 project, the customer will only pay
$2,500.
And you might want to give folks your phone number, let them know how they get a hold of you, because it's up to the individual to contract with you.
Right.
And then we'll make sure it's all DNR approved and get that check written and help folks out.
That is, and it is a significant saving. I mean, it is a great deal. From the dam to the 20-mile marker is a target area right now, and yeah, it's a 50% discount. And so I will tell you, I've contacted quite a few customers that, you know, people that they weren't quite ready or didn't want to spend that money on a riprap job right now. They've changed their mind. I mean, it's such a great deal. It's just a real good opportunity to take.
Well, and it's such an educational thing, and just like Lake TV working with us to get the word out to folks about how important it is to keep the sediment on the bank. And
let me give you that telephone number.
Yes, please do.
573-280-7654.
Do that again.
573-280-7654.
Okay, we'll be sure and get that on the screen too, so folks can write it down while we're talking.
Okay.
Well, again, thank you for joining our partnership with Lowa, and we will be also having your information on our website at soslowa.org. So if anyone out there wants to get a hold of Lowa, and they can go right, and we'll click on Rocky, that cool-looking Labrador.
That's right.
Is that your dog? Whose dog is that?
No, that's Super Dave.
Super Dave's dog.
Super
Okay,
Dave's
well,
dog.
I know who Super Dave is too. So anyway, again, thank you very much for joining us, Mark, and it's a pleasure working with you.
And we appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Aziz Ansari. Oh, that was your line. We want you to give a shit about cancer. We'll even send you a kit to collect your classmates' shit.
No, that's
Who's gonna do that?
That's not what it says. It's not what this is
Oh my god, I'm not wearing glasses because I want to look awesome. Spit. That makes more sense.
All you have to do is swab your cheek with a cotton swab and mail it back to save someone with blood cancer disease.
There you go, bro.
That's not there's a kit. Go to dosomething.org/spit to sign up.
Well, thank you for staying with us. This is our final piece of the show, and it's going to be really exciting because we are going to show you how you can get money back in your pocket and keep that water healthy around your dock. I think the most important thing for all of us to know at the lake about our Greens for Greenery and landscaping to keep the stormwater out of the lake is all voluntary. And we hope that our folks around the shoreline and second tier and third tier will want to participate or at least come and learn about it. So with that, we have our expert with us, Caroline Toole, our project manager. She's going to tell you all about the program. Caroline.
Thank you, Donna. Well, our Greens for Greenery program is a cost share incentive program. And this is a way that some of this grant money gets back into the community. And it is voluntary. It's just things individuals can do on their own all around the lake. Don't have to be on the lake shore. We go uphill. We go all around the lake. Things we can do ourselves to help control that stormwater runoff. And we've talked about stormwater runoff many times and how it washes contaminants into the lake,
right,
and how important it is to control that stormwater runoff. So you may have been thinking about some kind of a landscaping project, or maybe you have a runoff issue at home and you've been wondering how you might deal with runoff at home. Well, that's what this grant program, this Greens for Greenery, is really all about. It's about projects around your yard that control stormwater runoff. It might be something beautiful like a rain garden, or it might simply be berms down a gully to help slow that runoff down. It might be riprap around your seawall. There are many issues about runoff around the lake. We partner with landscaping companies, and right now, through the end of 2012, we're looking at our grant kicking in 40% up to a cap of $5,000. $5,000 per project. And so that would mean up to $2,000 back from the grant. And if you're working with a landscaping company, we're also offering that landscaping company will offer 10% off of your project. And so 10%, 40%, that's half off, up to a cap of $5,000, so up to $2,500 off on your project. If it goes over $5,000, well, the client, you would be responsible for that extra amount over $5,000, but you're still looking at $2,500 off of your project. Landscaping projects that help control that stormwater runoff. We're calling it Greens for Greenery because it includes plants as well. We've been encouraging people to plant those native perennials, so their deep roots can help absorb that stormwater runoff. We can place the plant strategically, right plant, right place. Our project is very diverse. Go online, SOSLOWA.org. That's SOSLOWA.org. That's our website. Click on the cost share program, click on Lowa Lils, and we'll find out all kinds of information.
Well, that sounds very good, Caroline. And I hope all of you get a hold of us soon. And with that, we'd like to say thank you and have a wonderful holiday season. We will be back in another month.